God rest his soul. And he started singing, and then the other producer looked at him and said, "It says she can dance, let's see her dance." And I was like, okay, wow, all right. So I did like an 8 count from a dance that I had learned in college, and then I left the room. I mean, I danced to no music in front of like 8 to 10 guys just sitting there, like, very seriously staring at me with no music. And then I left, and I'm like, well, I blew it. You know, that was so awkward and weird. I'm only gonna do commercials from now on. Like, I hate this. And then a couple weeks later, I got a call from my agent. She said, "I hope you're sitting down. You have just booked a role as a Power Ranger."
That's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but when going in, I wasn't auditioning for the Lunar Wolf Ranger. I was reading sides from previous seasons. So, you know, got the job, went in there and said, all right, now this is your character right here. Set in a room, gave me the script. This is what we want here. Go home, you know, learn your lines and do whatever, and then we'll come back in and we'll work on it and bingo. So, yeah, a lot of people don't know that when I tell them that. They're like, what? Yeah, it was, I don't even remember what season it was, but it wasn't the Lunar Wolf, so I had no idea I was playing, you know, Merrick or anything like that. So, yeah.
Wow. Great.
Okay, this is for Mr. Phillip. I've watched your YouTube channel and I saw you react to this anime called The Red Ranger Becomes an Adventurer in Another World, which has become one of my favorite animes of this year. So this is in regards to that reaction video. Like, when you were watching the anime, what familiar tropes from Power Rangers or, and by proxy, Wild Force have you seen from that anime that resonated with you?
Well, first of all, if y'all haven't seen that, it's an amazing concept. You know, it's just Red Ranger just goes into some other world where other powers are, you know, different from what he's used to and everything. And but I mean, the morphine and the way he's different from everybody else. So he still keeps his powers and uses his Power Ranger abilities that they're not used to, and so they're, you know, just amazed by it. And that it's pretty much the same for all of us, you know, just the morphine and you know how same thing using powers and stuff. So yeah, good question though. Yeah.
That's cool.
So, Phillip, during the action video, you should watch Go Loser Ranger.
Yes.
If you haven't seen that already, in this, spoilers, the Power Rangers in that universe, they're actually the villains.
Yeah.
So,
That's pretty awesome.
It's like the boys.
Yes, I have heard of it. I haven't watched it yet. It's on my list, but yes, I have heard of that. So yeah, that's awesome though. Yeah.
What? Jack, would you mind telling a story about when you got the call for the show? You were actually doing a bit part on another thing, weren't you?
Sure, I was just doing extra work.
Yeah.
Also about the hiring process, sorry, back to
Same
that.
thing, same thing.
So, man, for me it was a little easier, because I don't know if you guys are aware, but the Black Ranger was already cast. He was already casted. He was already training with them, and they were working together, and I guess the guy was doing certain things that he shouldn't have been doing, or I don't know what happened, but then they had another audition, and that's when I came about. And then when I went the first time, and like she said, or they said, it was a lot of people, or a couple people. And then I went a second and maybe a third time, but the third time was it for me. The room was full, and then, basically they said, it's down to you two guys, between me and this guy named Chino, who was a really cool friend of mine, another actor friend of mine. And, he was way more buff than me and a little better good looking, and I was like, damn, man, this guy had a good chance, So I went in there, and I remember the thing was that, they asked me, so like, hey, have you ever seen the show Power Rangers? And I was like, bro, I saw one episode and thinking Colombia, but the monsters kind of suck. Like they're, and they looked at me like, what? And I was like, oh man, like I shouldn't have said that. But it was what it was, man. And then they said tonight by 8 o'clock, we'll let you guys know. And I never heard anything. So at the time, I was just doing a lot of background work, and I was working on CSI Vegas, and which you know, that's a little thing for you guys. If you're ever super bored and you want to find me on the show, I'm all over that show as an extra, just a cop walking in the back all the time. But, so I was having breakfast, man, you know, at 6 a.m., just like an extra, you know, where you eat certain food, you're not allowed to touch certain things, you know, you're just on that side. And then all of a sudden I got that call and they were like, hey man, you know, we need you to go to Santa Clarita because you look the part. And I was pretty stoked, man. It was like my first big job ever. So, and yeah, life-changing, man. Thanks to you guys. It's been awesome.
Quick question. Because someone asked this last night with the Time Force cast. How do you guys feel about having to wear the same clothes every episode?
They washed them. Is that the question? They weren't dirty. It was they washed them every day.
It's easy to know what to put on.
Yeah.
You know, I'm saying like
I was glad we didn't have to wear that spandex all the time. We only wore it like 3 or 4 times for the green screen. That was it. Other than that, it was the stunt doubles. Now I was in full leather, so I had you know, the leather jacket, pants, and everything. So whenever we got the call sheet, we're shooting in the desert. And I'm like, oh no! Well, one day, lo and behold, 100 and whatever outside, bam, passed right out.
Wow.
And they shut down production that day. I don't know if y'all were on set. We're different.
Probably different unit.
Yeah, different unit. And you know, got back up, everything, and then they were like, well, stop by the studio on your way back. And went in there, like, are you all right? You need to go to the doctor? I'm like, no, it was just hot, and I'm in that, you know, all leather and stuff like that. So any other time it was cool, but whenever I saw a desert, I'm like, oh no, here we go. You know, so, yeah, but yeah.
Do you find your guys now in this day and age carrying more of your Ranger colors? Like personally, do you find yourself wearing more white and pink, more leather in the winter, more black, so on and so forth?
Well, definitely black and gray is that, a little bit of blue. Yeah, I do carry that. I wear that a lot. Absolutely, yeah.
For me, I would ask you, looking back at the show, since it's been a different stage in your career, what would you tell you before you stepped onto the set for the first time, between getting the role and taking it on and really doing it? What would you tell yourselves
That's
now?
a crazy question. Crazy good question. Man, for myself, again, that was my first big job. So I think that for the first 2 weeks, man, literally, every time I would hear the director say cut, I swore that they were going to come up to me and be like, hey man, thank you so much, but it's just not working out. You know, I had never taken acting classes, any of that. So I think if I could talk to my 27-year-old, which is when I was shooting the show, man, I'd just say, bro, enjoy it and relax. It's going to be all right, bro. You're going to be able to do it. That's mainly it.
I would say the same for myself. I mean, I was so nervous because it was my first, you know, TV gig, and so just relax and, you know, take it slow and really enjoy it, because it was, in the end, it was so much fun, and we just loved hanging out with each other. So much so that after the season wrapped, some of us went to Jamaica together, just to celebrate. Yeah, Jack, Drew, and Philip and I took a vacation.
What would I tell myself? Bet on this Super Bowl, this World Series, bet high, because you were going to be a millionaire.
That's an old practical answer. I like it. That's good. You're thinking ahead. Let's go here, and then there's one.
What did you guys think of you guys' merchandise when it first came out, along with the video game?
Wow.
You guys ever played it?
Incredible, bro. For me, at the time, my mom used to work at Walmart in Florida, because that's where I'm from, and no one ever believed her, bro, that I was right. So it was funny, because when the toys came out, I called her and I was like, hey mom, are they selling them there? She's like, yeah, Bobby, I see them. I go, all right. So I flew over there, bro, and I bought boxes full. And then everybody, of course, for the past 15 years is kissing my mom's butt now, because they realize I am her son.
I've seen the head sculpt.
Oh, no, it was ridiculous, man. Imagine, especially I'm a Colombian kid, bro. I'm one generation from my grandmother cleaning clothes in a river. You know, for me to have my own action figure, for you guys to be here, for you guys to have interest in my life, bro. Mind blown, mic drop, as they say.
Yeah, so I learned this when we were down in Jamaica. I was hanging out with one of the head writers, Ahmed. He's amazing. and filled me in on some stuff I didn't know. One, I beat out almost 1,000 people for the role of Merrick, which is just crazy, absolutely nuts. I was blown away. I was like, are you serious? He was like, yeah, absolutely. And then learned also, they wanted to fire you. And the reason why is because I came in there and I wasn't used to Japanese style of filming. More master shots, meaning master shots is when you share that full scene, they turn the camera around, you do another full scene. Japanese was just blah, 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 cut, turn around, cut, so it was really tough. So they came down to the ADR when I had to do a lot of ADR sessions. And the executive producer was like, what you're doing works for a 2-hour movie, but this is a kid's show, we need you to be over the top. And here I am trying to do Ray Liotta or something like that, and I'm just like, oh man. So about a month later, they need to see you upstairs, and I'm like, oh great, here we go, I'm about to get fired. Go in there, we have something for you. Bingo, action figure with my face on it, turn it around, features the real actor's face, and I'm sitting there, I'm just like, okay, this might be a big deal. There you go.
It's gotta be surreal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember when, I'm not sure if it was Bandai who came, but they came to set and we had to put our spandex on and stand on this like rotating Lazy Susan thing and continuously do our pose with the cameras, and they said it was for the toys. And so we're doing this for a long time, we had to get it right, and then my toy came, it was the spinning action figure with the head head became a helmet, and I was like, that does not look like me.
And you all have the same
Why
body.
did we have to do that?
Yeah.
And my body is the same as their body.
Oh.
Big football shoulders, and I was like, why did I stand on the thing and do that all day long? I'm very confused, but nonetheless, it's super cool to have your own action figure, and my mom as well, had them all in her office, and would tell everyone, she worked in a hospital, she'd be like, that's my daughter, and they're like, what, are you like crazy lady? What are you talking about? Yeah.
Well, wait a minute, did your character get a Lightning Collection figure?
No.
Only the two Phillips got.
But I do have a custom Funko Pop.
Okay.
That I'm selling.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I only have a few left, but it's awesome. I love it so much.
We've got
Shout out to Jalen.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Sean has one right there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Can I hold that? There we go.
So nice, you guys.
I'll just put this in my suitcase here. That's really nice. This is the real deal. It's exactly what Jalen knows what he's doing with this. Thanks for letting us show that out. Yeah.
Thanks,
She had
Sean.
a,
Yeah, go ahead.
So she had a vision apparently at 3 o'clock in the morning saying that, thinking that, you know what, Sean's gonna come by my booth and he's got my Funko Pop. And guess what happened?
And then he did. It was crazy.
Wait, hold up, what was that?
My Funko Pop.
It was meant to be. Is that WWE though? Or yeah, well, it depends. It's really cool. He's got it. He's got it.
Hold up, 'cause I had a dream that you were gonna leave a bag with $5,000 by my booth.
We got time for one more question. Let's go to Rizwan with the last one here.
Yeah. So my question is, a lot of Rangers over time going to conventions, they all get to meet up and see other casts, but your season had the unique opportunity to have Forever Red happen in your season. Did you get to interact with any of those Reds when they came on set? Were you around for any of that, or were they kind of doing their own thing and y'all were doing another set of filming at the same time?
You were either late or you weren't paying attention. Right?
Detention.
Yeah, we'll put you on timeout later. Go ahead, Jess, say the same answer you said.
Yeah, we were so excited when we got that script and we weren't really in it. But looking back, I do wish that I had hung out on set at least for a little bit to I mean, we did meet some of them, but to, get to know some of them and stay for a little bit longer. But we were just so excited for a break. We had been worked so hard for so long that we were just like, oh my gosh, we can just sleep in and take some time to ourselves. So that was nice too. I think we all needed it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly that. I mean, they had a couple of lines. I was not even in the series, but I wished I would have gone there for a day or two to meet everybody, especially our late great pioneer JDF and.
drums. My
heartbeat.
Drums.
Wow.
It's weird.
We'll have
The
a heart
master's
attack.
coming. The master's coming.
All right, there we go.
That's the time we go to the city.
Master or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Can we get everyone?
Seriously though, what was that, Tony? Find that out. I'm curious. But yeah.
But like,
Neat.
can we get everyone to squeeze into this middle section for a selfie?
Yeah, gather